I suppose the first thing that influenced me was animation sound because it was a little more heightened than live action sound. But, you know, when I was, you know, early on in being serious about movies, I saw Star Wars and Close Encounters, and it suddenly, you know, started really paying attention to what sound could add. I mean, those films had these amazing mixes. You know, I mean, all the planetary sounds in Star Wars were so convincing, and they were all made up. Close Encounters had amazing sequences, like the sequence where Neri is on the road, and you know, Richard Dreyfuss's character is on the road, and all of a sudden, you know, his car engine goes out, and then his flashlight goes out. And you know, then dogs start barking. Then crickets stop. You know, in other words, it's the pulling away of sound. And suddenly you're going, "What's going on? Something's wrong." You know, the elimination of crickets became a psychological component. And then suddenly there's this huge bass, you know, sound that shakes the theater, which is the, you know, the UFO above Neri that's screwing with the gravity and everything. And then that ends, and the mailboxes, which had been shaking, slowly stop, and then gradually, you know, the crickets come back and all that stuff. And it was like this little masterpiece of sound. So I really think the golden age of sound began in the 70s with sound designers like Walter Murch and Randy Tom and Richard Beggs and Alan Splett and Leslie Schatz and you know, all those guys, and you know, Gary Rydstrom coming, you know, right after that, you know, I think that was a real time of experimentation, you know. And Apocalypse Now to me is like the holy of holies as far as sound design, because where music ends and where sound effects begins, you have no idea in that mix, you know. And Walter Murch did some amazing things like synthesize the sound of mosquitoes, you know, and he could record mosquitoes, but he knew that if he synthesized it and got it really close, you would hear a mosquito, but there was some part of your brain that would say something's off here, and it would make you feel a little bit out of sorts. And to be that specific and clever and psychological about sound, because no one would ever be able to tell that that bug sound was synthesized unless they paid only exclusive attention to it. It's just enough off to make you unsettled, you know. That's brilliant. And that really, that kind of thinking really drew my attention to sound and how important it is.